your bye week trip with George?
Yeah, we flew out to Jacksonville, Wyoming, and got away and golfed, and but yeah, it was really nice to go out there and breathe.
What's it been like just having Christian back on the field this week?
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. Just what he brings to the table, and really just firing everybody else up around. All of us coming off the bye week and feeling good and fresh, and then you get 2-3 next to you in the backfield. It's been awesome. Looks great, moving around, and he's trending in the right direction. So we're excited to see what happens.
You played together a lot, but do you need a little extra time just in terms of some of the pass game stuff, getting back on the same page, getting timing? Do you do any of that this week?
Yeah, just in the pass game with, we do a lot of stuff where, he makes a decision based off a defender, and then, just being on the same page and that kind of stuff. So it's, syncing back up into that kind of world. But obviously he's really smart, and it's been a pretty good transition so far.
How has this been preparing to face the Buccaneers? How's it different than 2 years ago when you were going through that process for the first time against this defense?
Yeah, 2 years ago was more of, I got to prove to my teammates and everybody that, I can step in and do the role really well as a quarterback for this team and compete in that regard. Now it's like, all right, we're, going into year 3, and we all know what I've been able to do and what I can do for this team. And so now it's, where we're at. We're 4-4 coming off the bye, and it's how can I continue to elevate my game and play at the standard that we need to be successful right now. And so that's the mindset. It's a little different. Obviously, I was trying to prove and make a statement 2 years ago, but playing this defense now, man, personnel's a little different, but the scheme is there. And, they're a good team overall. So that's the mindset going into this week.
You've been through it a couple of times. I'm curious why you think the bye almost seems like it's a starting gun for you guys to really get going.
Yeah, it's nice that, we had a bye and get guys healthy and you get everybody back together, and it's like, all right, we know how important the second half of the season is, and it's all about one game at a time and stacking up wins and everything. So we've obviously known that from the last couple of years, but every year is different. That doesn't mean it's going to be guaranteed this year that we're going to go and do the things that we did the last couple of years. We got to put our heads back down and just go to work one day at a time and chip away at it. So.
What stands out to you about Todd Bowles' defense when you watch him?
I think just the pressures and all the variations of coverages they do with guys blitzing and stuff. He does a really good job with that. He always has. Guys play together and they're gritty. You don't see anyone on the tape that gives up or anything like that. Like against the Chiefs this last game, man, they brought it all the way into overtime. They played as a team really well, and so his defense is going to bring it, and we just got to be on top of our stuff and play our standard and compete for 4 quarters.
Christian change against a team that blitzes as much as they do. Having Christian as the outlet, how does that maybe sort of change how you can attack the blitz?
Yeah, I think it's always nice knowing you have Christian, obviously for checkdowns and stuff as a running back, and then they have to account for him for sure and can open up other guys in the pass game. But more than anything, we have really good playmakers across the board, and we're going to try to get the ball into all our guys' hands at the right time in the right situation, and so it's always nice though knowing that I can go through my read and come back down to Christian. But at the same time, they blitz and stuff, so we're going to have him in pass protection and our other running backs stepping up and doing their job as well. So, but that's the name of the game, man. They're going to pressure and try to get you off guard and off schedule, and we just got to be on top of our assignments. So.
You mentioned throwing a lot of man coverage at you, especially without Christian. How much do you think he maybe affects how teams prepare in that way?
Yeah, I think, years past, there's usually been defensive schemes where they usually have to double Christian, have a guy play outside and a guy playing inside leverage and just double him. And that's been, it's obviously tough because you want to get him the ball, but then you hit other guys like George and Debo and BA and JJ. So that's been a thing, but at the same time, you never know. Going into each week, it can be different and stuff. So, but that is the blessing of having really good players across the board and a guy like Christian in the backfield. So.
More like an imposing guy to look across the line at his Vita Vea when you're taking a snap from center.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that you got to know where he's at every play, every snap. He's very disruptive and a strong guy. He's been like that for however long he's been playing, man. He's always a problem, and we faced him multiple times, and he's had his moments, and so for us, it's like, how can we be smart, both in the pass game, run game, knowing where he's at, and understand that he can change a game at any moment. Thanks, guys.